Welcome, bout betters. Well, another significant narrative on this card are the amount of debutantes and Contender Series rookies. I think this was a decent move by Dana and company, as the rookies he chose will bring it, and some of these rookies are skilled enough to pull off the upset and will be good value on the money line. Right out the gate, I'm feeling Jasmine JASUDAVICIUS at plus 180 because the woman is an aggressive striker who beat Julia Postari in her Dana White Contender Series bout, utilizing 4 of 7 takedowns for 8 minutes of control despite being a striker. But with her 5-inch reach advantage and 5-inch height advantage, she would be wise to remain on the outside and work her distance striking. Jasmine is busy and she can sustain a high pace of attack. This is a problem for HANSEN, the 10th Planet product, who was outstruck significantly by Corey McKenna and even controlled by Corey for 3 minutes. KS is a submission threat, but how does she get to a dominant position to get it? Yes, she subbed Jinyu Frey and out of landing 2 of 11 takedowns. But if Kay can't control you, I think she is a fish out of water. Her win condition is submission or controlled, sort of lay and pray. And I could see Jasmine JASUDAVICIUS using her reach and her height to stay at range and eke out a decision. I usually always favor the grappler over the striker, but I think Jasmine is worth a flyer and I'm in on it. Genaro Valdez is in a tough position against Matt Frevola. In his bout, he was being outstruck but landed 1 takedown for almost 3 minutes of control. He got reversed but was eating punches round 1. But he came out highly aggressive in round 2 and made quick work of Patrick White, who was also a Dana White Contender Series newcomer. But Frevola's a different animal. The guy, even though he's coming off 2 losses, he has a win or a draw over Orlando Veneta and a win over Luis Pena, but is inconsistent, but he is a tough guy. I think this is going to almost be like a brawler versus brawler match. A lot of these guys that are coming off these smaller series are very, very aggressive, more striking orientated. They do have some ground skills. They're not all like Brandon Moreno, who have that cerebral ability to fight with the good fight IQ. It's going to be tough for Genaro in this particular matchup, and I think he is one of the least likely Contender Series winners to win his debut. Well, talking about an exciting matchup, Dana White picked this one correctly. Della Maddalena versus Pete Rodriguez. Both these guys are finishers. KO power, strength, striker versus striker. This one's sort of an easy one, possibly not to go the distance. I mean, Della Maddalena threw 232 strikes in his Dana White Contender Series debut, landing 113 of them. He's going up against a newcomer guy and somebody, Pete Rodriguez. As you can see, he's going to be coming in, not only a newcomer, he's coming in on short notice. And I believe Genaro Valdez also was coming in on short notice. So they're in really, really tough positions, and the lines express that. And the line with Maddalena is expressed that way because he definitely has the more polished boxing ability, where Pete Rodriguez is just a brawler. I don't know what he does in the ground, but he has all first round finishes, I believe. He has six first round guys, and Maddalena has 8 KOs in the first round. So this is an easy call. One of these guys is going to either tire out or get knocked out in that first round or get knocked out in the second round. I don't see this hitting the third round. I see just Pete Rodriguez being too basic. I question his cardio coming in on short notice. Jack has the more technique, but Rodriguez in short notice is going to be a handful. He's going to come out looking to finish, being super aggressive in that round 1. But I really see Maddalena waiting out the storm, and catching Rodriguez in that second or even third round. Problem for Della Maddalena is that his line is just way, way too large. I wouldn't even parlay him because I think Pete Rodriguez could be dangerous in that first round. I'd look possibly to live bet Maddalena after round 1, or look at the KO line for Maddalena. But I'm on Maddalena. I think he has this solidly. Simon Olivera versus Tony Gravely. Man, this is going to be another exciting matchup. Both guys are physically gifted, super fast. Simon Olivera is extremely aggressive. I think he's going to be a handful for Tony Gravely. I think the line is a little wide here. I think it should be a little bit closer. Olivera is game, and Tony Gravely is inconsistent. He's got great wrestling, and he's questionable on the feet. I don't really trust him on the feet. I know he's pretty good, but against the plus 195 Olivera, who's grappled his way to 3 of 7 takedowns for 6.5 minutes of control time against Jose Alde, and that was the bout that I looked at. But Simon performed very well against Firas, who's a jiu-jitsu champion with lots of power. Simon has a decent guard, and he's active from his back, and he definitely has a good guillotine. He's will look to shrimp out and get out if someone is on top, and he got away from Firas, again, who is a jiu-jitsu champion. He was not necessarily dominated, but he was controlled on the ground quite a bit, and that's what Gravely's specialty is going to be. He knows how to control people, but and this is bad for Simon Olivera, but if Tony Gravely thinks that he's just going to be able to overpower and outstrike Simon Olivera, I think he's got it wrong. If Gravely doesn't get us to the mat, I think he could be knocked out because neither of these guys have good lateral movement. I don't think either of the guys have good fight IQs, and Gravely's striking output is average to little. And I think his gas tank is suspect, where Simon Olivera is a dog. The guy has no quit. And he, even the jiu-jitsu champion I mentioned had a challenge controlling him. And the jiu-jitsu guy was getting, Firas was getting eat up on the feet. And I think Simon Olivera can eat Tony Gravely up on the feet, keep him at bay, take him into the deep waters in that third round, and possibly get a submission of his own, or knock him out. I like Simon Olivera's speed, his tenacity, his aggressiveness, and I just don't have a lot of Tony's confidence in Tony's abilities. I view him as an athletic guy. Yes, he's got some skills. He's more of a control over submission guy, whereas Olivera is going to look for that submission, and on the feet, he's going to look to finish you. I prefer Simon Olivera in this bout. I may not bet it. I'm not completely there, but I would advise. I was initially going to use Tony Gravely as a parlay piece. I'm not on that play at all at this moment. I think Simon Olivera is a live dog. Well, we saved the best for last. Michael Morales against Trevin Giles. Michael Morales defeated Nikolai Veretinkov in a close striking match, but he out-grappled the guy for 4 of 8 takedowns for 5.5 minutes of control time. He's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage, and he's 7 years younger. Trevin Giles is a savvy veteran with wins over James Krause, Roman Dolidze, and he always goes 3 rounds, so he can go the distance. This is a tall task for Morales, but I like Morales. The guy has speed, and that's why he's the favorite. I don't think he should be the favorite line. I think that Trevin Giles actually should be the favorite because Giles has that 75% takedown defense, 2 submission losses, and he was also knocked out by Dries Duplessis. But Morales, I love his athleticism. I'm leaning on Giles, but I want to take Morales because Giles doesn't have that speed. Michael Morales has that speed. I think he'll want to grapple Trevin Giles, and I think he might have him on the ground as well. I think he might have a better submission skill set than Trevin Giles, but Trevin Giles having that experience, having that takedown defense, just being savvy on the feet as well as on the ground when he's down there to avoid those submissions, makes him a live dog. The line is fairly close. I wish it was closer, but I might jump on Michael Morales. I think he's the best athlete and the best prospect out of all 5 of these Dana White Contender Series players. I'm really hoping he pulls this out because he would have a good future and be a good complement to the ranks there in the UFC. But for now, it's a no bet or possibly even on Trevin Giles, or I might look at a live bet or even a prop. But this one's a tough one to call. Michael Morales is in a tough position, but man, he is the most talented out of all 5 of these guys. So if you've made it this far, you are a bout better. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you can get my other content notifications when I put it out. I'm going to try to do something before I get to work. But thank you so much if you've made it this far. Let me know what you guys think. Who are your best rookies? Put it in the comments section. Participate. Thanks, guys.